Title: Shades of Justice. In the vibrant town of Maplewood, the air was thick with laughter and the tantalizing aroma of street food. It was a community known for its diversity, where people from various backgrounds lived together, sharing stories and traditions. However, beneath the colorful surface, an unsettling undercurrent of racism simmered, threatening to disrupt the harmony. The arrival. When Aisha moved to Maplewood, she was filled with hope. Aisha, a young woman of African descent, dreamed of becoming an artist, using her talents to highlight the beauty of her heritage. She was eager to find inspiration in the town's art scene, which was renowned for its festivals and galleries. Yet, her excitement quickly faded when she encountered the town's reality. On her first day at the local cafe, she overheard a group of patrons whispering about her. "Why is she here?" one of them sneered. "This isn't a place for people like her." Aisha's heart sank, but she remained determined to carve out her space in Maplewood. The encounter. A few days later, Aisha met Jake, a local artist known for his vibrant murals. He was kind and welcoming, praising her work and encouraging her to showcase it at the upcoming Maplewood Art Festival. Aisha felt a flicker of hope. However, as they worked together, Jake's friends began to distance themselves from him, expressing their disapproval of his association with her. "Why are you hanging out with her?" one friend asked. "You know how people feel." Jake defended Aisha, but the comments stung. Aisha felt like she was a burden, an outsider in a place that was supposed to embrace diversity. The festival. The day of the Maplewood Art Festival arrived. Aisha's heart raced with anticipation as she set up her booth, adorned with her paintings that reflected her culture and experiences. But as the festival began, she noticed the lack of visitors at her stall. Many attendees flocked to the booths of her white counterparts, ignoring her work entirely. As she stood there, feeling invisible, a child approached her booth, captivated by her art. "Why is your painting so different?" he asked innocently. Aisha smiled, touched that someone could see her passion. But as she began to explain, a parent quickly pulled the child away, casting a disapproving glance at Aisha. That moment broke her. Tears welled in her eyes as she realized how deep-rooted prejudice could be, even in a community that prided itself on diversity. She felt a profound loneliness, as if her skin color overshadowed her talent. The turning point. Frustrated and hurt, Aisha confided in Jake about her experiences. He listened intently, his heart aching for her. "You deserve to be seen and celebrated," he said. Inspired by her strength, Jake organized a special showcase for Aisha, inviting the community to see her work in a more intimate setting. As the night of the showcase approached, Aisha felt a mix of excitement and anxiety. Would the community show up? Would they accept her? The night was filled with nervous energy, but as people began to arrive, Aisha took a deep breath, ready to share her story through her art. The showcase. The venue was packed. Aisha's heart raced as she stepped up to speak. "I created these pieces to reflect my journey," she began, her voice shaking. "They tell stories of resilience, love, and the struggle against racism. They are a part of me." As she spoke, her passion ignited a spark in the audience. People began to connect with her work, discussing the themes of identity and belonging. For the first time, Aisha felt seen. The walls of prejudice began to crack as conversations blossomed between people of different backgrounds. The backlash. However, not everyone was pleased with the showcase. A group of locals, upset by the newfound attention on Aisha, vandalized her artwork the next day, leaving messages of hate. When Aisha discovered the destruction, despair washed over her. It felt like the community she had hoped to be a part of had turned against her. Jake rallied the community to support Aisha, organizing a cleanup and restoration effort. Together, they repaired the damage and created a mural that celebrated unity and diversity. Aisha was overwhelmed by the support, but she also realized the fight for acceptance was far from over. The movement. Inspired by her experiences, Aisha began to lead workshops on art and social justice, empowering others to express their stories through creativity. Her workshops became a safe space for many to share their struggles with racism and inequality. The community began to rally around her, creating a movement that addressed the need for change. As more people joined the cause, Aisha's voice grew stronger. She organized community events, bringing together diverse groups to discuss racism and celebrate their differences. The dialogue was challenging, but with each conversation, the town began to transform. Change. Months passed, and Maplewood slowly began to change. The conversations about racism became more frequent, and Aisha's art became a symbol of hope and resilience. The community learned to appreciate not just the beauty of diversity, but the strength that came from it. On a warm summer evening, the town hosted a festival dedicated to celebrating unity. Aisha stood in front of a mural she had created, surrounded by people of all colors and backgrounds. As she looked around, she felt a sense of belonging she had longed for since her arrival in Maplewood. The legacy. Years later, Aisha became a prominent figure in the art world, using her platform to advocate for social justice. Maplewood had transformed into a beacon of hope, where people celebrated differences rather than shunned them. Aisha's story inspired communities far and wide, proving that change was possible, one heart at a time. As she prepared for another art exhibition, Aisha reflected on her journey. She had faced hatred and prejudice, but she had also found love, support, and a community willing to grow. The fight for justice was ongoing, but Aisha knew that together, they could create a future filled with understanding and acceptance. Conclusion. Aisha's journey is a testament to the power of resilience and the importance of community in the fight against racism. It reminds us that while the struggle for social justice is difficult, change is possible when we stand together, embracing our differences and celebrating the beauty of unity.